Good afternoon. 2008, I stood before you after we got finished with the Tony Bennett jokes, and we promised to work hard to take Indiana from the middle of the pack in education to the A-list. I'm proud to say we're well on our way. And today, with even more pride, more humility, and more enthusiasm, I accept the nomination to become your superintendent of public instruction. Would like to start by lamenting on the way we started this day, and that was by hearing the Manual Choir under the direction of my good friend Spencer Lloyd. Those of you who haven't read Matt Tully's book, Searching for Hope, should do so. It chronicles the incredible effect an outstanding, inspiring teacher like Spencer has on students from our most disadvantaged circumstances. Spencer, you're a true Hoosier hero. Thank you for your service to our state. And Ashley Greeley, our 2012 History Teacher of the Year from Lafayette. Ashley, thank you for bringing this nomination forward. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the great people, some of the great educators for a moment in my life who really have made the last 4 years, or maybe I should say the last 25 years of my service to Indiana children possible. I would probably, before I do that, like to recognize the great educators we have in our room today, the great Republican teachers, administrators we have in our room. I would ask that you please stand up and be recognized for your incredible service to Indiana children. Thank you, and I'm glad we're going to pay you for the most noble profession on earth for the quality work you do. I'd like to start, I said I'm going to talk a little bit about great educators in my life, and I would like to start with one that hits pretty close to home. A brand new teacher in my life. Her name is Tricia Bennett. She's probably my favorite teacher. Tricia is an elementary school teacher just hired last December to teach in a disadvantaged school in Charlestown, a Title I school. Tricia couldn't wait to start in the classroom to work with her students. She asked me very quickly, "Dad, is there anything I need to remember as I go into teaching?" And I said, "Trish, I need you to be really good." She's answered the bell. Over 90% of Tricia's class passed their I-STEP this year. They did so because, frankly, she focused on the basics. She made sure her students knew how to read. She made sure her students knew how to perform math at the appropriate level. She emphasized and re-emphasized to me exactly why we so aggressively pursued a law that said all children in the 3rd grade should master literacy and read on 3rd grade level before they move on to 4th grade. And I am very appreciative as an educator in this state. We are setting our students up for success with that law. The second educator that's very important to me, it's a little closer to home. It's a lady who walked up to this stage with me, my wife, Tina. Those of you who don't know Tina, you probably should. I said many times in the last 4 years that I'm glad they didn't find her before they found me to run for this job. She is an incredible educator, a fantastic high school principal who turned around a high school in southern Indiana, and a relentless competitor about how our students should perform. As a matter of fact, the thing I most appreciate has everything to do about education but very little. And that is every morning when we wake up, she will say to me two things: do your best and do what's best for the children of our state, and don't blink. And I hope over the last 4 years I've done that. But more than anything, Tina, thanks for being an inspiration. Thanks for being the competitor you are, and thanks for putting your life on hold while we serve Indiana children. Would also like to thank a person who, in my opinion, stands as large as any person I've ever met, and that's the guy who rode in on the motorcycle. Four years ago, Governor Daniels stood here at the end of the convention, and he waved his finger in my face. He says, just don't let this change you. Be aggressive. And with his leadership, his vision, his tenacity, his courage, Indiana has become the nation's leader in education reform. As I mentioned, we now require third graders to read on level. We recognize and reward great teachers, and we will make sure that every child has a teacher just like Spencer Lloyd, Ashley Greeley, Tricia, and Tina Bennett in their classrooms. And we honor the belief that all children, regardless of the color of their skin, how much money their parents have in their checkbook, or where they happen to live, go to the school that best sets them up for success. Those of you who know me know that I like to coach a little. And I have, as a kind of a reminder of my past, I have this scoreboard that sits outside my office, and we keep track. And today, I am proud to tell you, as you saw in the video, the work that Governor Daniels led, and I had the opportunity to be a very small part of, is paying huge dividends for Indiana students. Ladies and gentlemen, our state's assessments and our students are performing on those assessments at an all-time high. We have improved over 7% in the last 3 years in the number of students who are passing our state's assessments. We are also now the #2 state in the United States in improvement on our students' success on advanced placement courses in high school. And if you didn't know this, please know, advanced placement courses are a leading indicator of college success. And Indiana is now #2 in the United States and poised to become the nation's leader in that very important college readiness measurement. And finally, 85.7% of our students are graduating from high school. Again, we are at an all-time high. So, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you and say the results are coming in. Students are performing better, and reform works. But I also tell you that results are never final and reform is never finished. And under the incredible leadership of Mike Pence, we're going to make an even great Indiana education system even greater. We're going to pay for the things that matter in Indiana schools. We're going to advance career and technical ed so that education becomes an economic development driver. And we're going to continue to hold schools, teachers, students, and everyone accountable for our future. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I stand in front of you and I thank you for your support. I pledge to you we will work with the same tenacity we've worked in the last 4 years. And I ask you to remember this: Everything we do starts and ends with one word: children. Our job is about our children, and our children are about our future. Thank you. God bless Indiana. God bless our educators, and God bless America.